USAspending.gov is a website that provides spend data, and it's all spend from the federal government. So you can see down here, $8.3 trillion is the planned budget spend. We're not going to talk about all of that, the veteran benefits, the transportation, agriculture. Of course, agriculture, transportation, there's parts of it that contractors can tap into. A lot of the agriculture work, it is contracted out, but for you to be able to access the data, you go to search award data up on top, and we would go to fiscal year 2023, which just ended November 30th of 2023. So it started October 1st of 22. They have the tab for this coming year, and you can actually already see some contracts that are obligated in 2024. But 2023, you can search the state of Idaho, and this is where I was when you joined. So the location, you would just go in and put United States, go to, because I'm in Idaho, I like to search Idaho to see what's going on. And then you would add the filter, and that will show you the state of Idaho. You then go to the bottom and then submit the search, and you'll see that the state of Idaho was a recipient of $13,000 contracts. Whether they were awarded this year or they're still continuing from past years. You can see the Battelle Energy Alliance. This is in order of total obligations to date, and the highest is at the top. This is the Department of Energy. They rely on Battelle Energy Alliance under a prime contract. They're a management and operation contractor, and then they subcontract with subcontractors below them. So they get $20 billion. And of course, here in Idaho, that's a huge, and maybe the $4 billion is the total outlay to date for 2023. They got $4 billion in 2023 to operate all of the Idaho National Laboratory. And then they go out and they subcontract out to companies, they're everywhere, right? Especially here in East Idaho, there's companies always bidding on government contracts. The Idaho Environmental Coalition, you hear of the Idaho Cleanup Project. That is this contract that started in 2023 and goes till 2031. So this really tells you, okay, I really want to go find an opportunity with Battelle Energy Alliance. Well, they're not going to show the data for awards for smaller contracts on this spend data, but it tells you how important it is to market your company right directly to Battelle Energy. Go register with them and let them know, hey, we're a subcontractor that has the capability to do work, whether it's in equipment rentals, your equipment maintenance, maybe it's janitorial services, or there's so many things that you can do. But this also drops down pretty fast. You get down to the we're still, in the millions right here, but a lot of these contractors are doing work for the Forest Service, or maybe for the federal government in a different aspect. So I've worked with Dawn Enterprises before. You can click on the award. You go to the award, and it tells you who they actually did the contract for. You can see Department of Defense. They're out of Blackfoot, Idaho. They cut and sew apparel. Their NAICS code, it shows you that they were awarded $2.6 million to do a project, and it's through the Army. So they're doing, looks like, selling apparel to them. I guess it's difficult to know exactly what they're doing because of the description, but that's the cool thing about this this data point, is you can see what the federal government is spending their dollars on. So as we go down further, maybe we can get into different contract opportunities that are more specific. One way you can see those specific opportunities would be to go to USAspending.gov. We would then go in here, we can search the NAICS and SIC identification. If we were looking for, let's say, equipment maintenance, there's a ton of different NAICS codes. Maybe we're looking for rental equipment. There's specific, let me move this a little bit. So 532490. So 532490 is for other commercial and industrial machinery and equipment rental and leasing. We can go back into the federal awards and we can change some of the filters here. And maybe we're still looking for Idaho, but we want to, within Idaho, we want to go to the NAICS and we're looking for 53. So we're going to go to, it's kind of funny that it's under real estate and leasing, but rental and leasing falls under that. 532490. Under 532490, we would click there and then go to submit search. And then we can see all the contracts that were awarded in the state of Idaho under that NAICS code. So we can see that there were 19 contracts and the top dollar was 260,000, all the way down to 36 or $6,300. So we can see maybe that's there's a few companies that are in there that are the same. We have C&B, Mountain Valley, they're all here pretty close. So they're being awarded federal contracts to do work. So let's look at this Mountain Valley job. We can see it's through the Department of Defense and it's specific to light sets that are being rented for a project. And this potentially could be in a mountain home, could be, this doesn't give us the direct location that the contract is awarded, but that is what they're purchasing. So this is how, having someone help you through the data can provide you with, or maybe your own team, as you explore the data, you can see where currently they're buying product, but maybe maybe they have a contract, maybe a long-term contract that's expiring. And so that's something that I think is always an opportunity, for example, like for instance, there's long-term contracts that sometimes the federal government enters into. Sometimes they're in the higher dollar contracts. You can see this one was for 2021 through 2024. So it was a $260,000 job. This one has a potential end date of April 4th, 2026. So if you're looking through the data, you can always see, okay, these guys are renting trailers. And what kind of trailer is that? It doesn't tell you exactly, but it's through the Department of Defense. They're coming out of Texas to provide a trailer, a rental. It could be a reefer trailer. It could be, some type of trailer that's holding equipment, and that's being rented for a long time period. So multi-year agreements are really helpful. And within your NAICS code or your industry, whenever you are looking for opportunities, I think it's helpful to, when you're looking for opportunities, to look for something that's expiring within the coming years. So like Jacobs Oil, it expires at the end of this year. So are they potentially going to be going back out for bids? This is a Department of Agriculture job. They're a company out of Grangeville. They're doing fuel tank rentals. So in your world, do you have that equipment, And who do we need to reach out to within the Forest Service to market your company and let them know, hey, we're here. We've registered with USAM.gov and we have the capability to provide the rental equipment you need. And I think that's a key aspect of connecting with the federal government and helping them see that you're there and available to fulfill their needs. Because there are a ton of things out there. One example I looked at earlier, I thought it was kind of an interesting kind of category, just within the state of Idaho. So maybe you have a side business and you're like, hey, I kind of want to explore a different NAICS code. I was looking into the NAICS code 561730, which is landscaping. So 561730. So services to buildings and dwellings, landscaping services within the state of Idaho. There were 19 contracts awarded. And I think I need to remove a filter or something. So the data is really cool to be able to, oh yeah, there we go. 40 awards for landscaping, $441,000 on the top. But then we have companies with multiple opportunities. LCG, this one ended in January of this year, but this one's currently going on. So new awards are issued. It looks like they probably were re-awarded for probably similar work. So the data that's provided is very helpful to see what federal opportunities are out there. But so this is for the Snake River GM Services, National Cemetery Administration. So the federal government has their hands in so many things, and there's opportunities everywhere. So I think it's just really a helpful tool to see what's out there and how to go pursue those opportunities. The thing that specifically can be challenging is when you reside in Eastern Idaho, where I do, or Alex, where you are, where we want to go pursue something that's specific with the Idaho National Laboratory. Because they're a prime contractor, they're not obligated to post all of their solicitations on USAM.gov. Therefore, they're not obligated to report through this data tool. So it's really important to market your company to the prime contractor directly, register with Patel Energy Alliance, connect with the Naval Reactors Facility, connect with Idaho Environmental Coalition, which is the Idaho Cleanup Project. You've got to send your data out there, or your capability statements. Sorry, not data. You got to send out your information so that they're aware of you. And so it's really a pretty interesting game to play, but there is data out there, and that's what I wanted to share today. And just make sure that people are aware, businesses are aware of the data that's available, and there's a lot of history. You can go clear back and you can look at what's been done and what contracts were awarded. And I think sometimes we look at it with tunnel vision of the only place we can go get contracts are with Idaho National Laboratory. But man, you can actually search by agency. So if here in Idaho, we want to look for the awarding agency, we look at the Forest Service, or maybe USDA. That's probably see, are they going to come up? Let me see here. Yeah, so USDA, so all the Forest Service work is going to fall into that. We'll pull off the filter there. and we'll submit the search for Idaho with the Forest Service. We can see that the Forest Service awarded a $50 million contract to Perimeter Solutions, and also a $15 million contract. And these are for fire protection services for forest fires. We have all these different USDA, Forest Service, and other contracts. So and you're going to see the Bureau of Land Management, Forest Service, Department of Interior with National Park Service. All of those are huge players in the United States western regions because of the land, and really all over the United States. But in Idaho, Utah, in this area, Wyoming, there's a lot of contracts available through these sources. So I think it's important to recognize that there's data out there that can give you perspective on what the federal government's or who they're contracting with, and as a business, you're always looking to go out and compete and become an essential aspect of these organizations, so that you can make a difference, but also create growth in your own business. I have a friend that started his own business here in Idaho just recently, and he was awarded a contract. I'm gonna just show one more path to search within this tool. I'm gonna take away all the filters, except I'll leave Idaho because it was awarded in Idaho, and I'm going to take away the, got to get up to the agency. Was there a filter still? I don't think so. So you can also search by recipient. So the company is called Major Solutions. And so that's a filter now, and we're able to go to the bottom, submit search. So once an award is made, you can then see that award. And so this company, they did a electrical job in Island Park. They're out of Ashton, Idaho, and they were awarded $74,000 for a Forest Service contract. And they did the Island Park Forest Service, a ranger station trailer park renovation, and it was an electrical job. And so you can see that. So all of it's captured within the data, all the spend. However, when it comes to INL, it becomes kind of interesting because they don't disclose everything underneath the prime contract. So that is what I wanted to share for you, Alex, but also anyone else that views this. And I wanted to just take 20 minutes. I went 26 minutes with kind of training, but do you have any questions, or is there any comments regarding the things I've shared?
No, it looks pretty straightforward. I've never even been to this website. That's good to see. So
Yeah, it is. It's, you know what, I worked actually, I didn't know about this website until I'd worked for the Naval Reactors Facility for 6 years. Then I went to Honeywell Federal Manufacturing and Technology, worked there 5 years, worked in contracting roles. And some of this is a little more, I don't know, it's maybe the data wasn't as readily available then. I think because of technology and advancement, we have more accessibility, but I didn't know about this until I started my own consulting business. So that's why I wanted to get on and share this today, because I think it's a great resource for all businesses. And my goal is to do all I can to help small business growth and to help businesses thrive within the government contracting world. And so I'm glad that it was helpful for you. Any other questions? Any thoughts?
no, not today.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you jumping on. It's like I said, it was kind of a short notice thing, but I hope to do this more consistently so that I can share this with as many businesses as I can, the free information that I have, and hopefully it helped you today, and hopefully it will help anyone that views this.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It'd be great.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, Ryan.
All right, thanks. See ya.